When I left my full-time nursing career, I was lost. I lost my peer group, my friends, my routine, my ability to feel competent. I was just really struggling with who am I now? I have lost all my status that I was at one point. And I thought to myself, what am I going to do? I am totally floundering. What has happened to me? And so I want to share, and by the way, this is Carol Ebert, nurse and wellness practitioner, helping retiring, pre-retiring or retiring nurses find hope and a new direction. So that's what happened to me though. When I came out of my position, which had been doing for years and years and years, remember that we are nurses. We work forever. We work very hard. But there is that point where it's time to go. And whether you like it or not, I think sometimes we have to say to ourselves, I can't do this physical labor anymore because my body just won't take it, or I'm too stressed, or I'm done. So you do get the warning signs that you are ready to move on. But to what? That's the thing. And what am I going through, and why don't I understand these feelings I have? Well, for one thing, there is a loss, a serious loss of who you are and what you've been doing for so many years. So there is that grief that we go through and that we need to process. But if we're not prepared for all of this, that we just know that, okay, finally I'm done. They had a party for me. I go home and now I'm like, okay, what's next? And maybe we don't pay attention to what's really going on behind all that, that what is going on for you is normal and natural, and it is not a problem. It's something to be aware of. So in my career, I was a wellness educator in a medical center, and I remember one of the programs that I was teaching employees was how to manage a transition, because we were connecting the hospital and the clinic together, and so it was going to be one entity. So that the employees really needed to process, what's that like for me? We've never known these people on the other side. And how do we manage that? So we had a program called, and I love this, Managing Transitions. And this is really the book that we were following, which is Making Sense of Life's Changes by William Bridges. What a great book, because what it does is it outlines what is normal and natural that you're going to go through. So it's predictable, that you don't have to get too crazy like, am I the only one feeling this way? Well, everybody's feeling this way when we get into these transitions. So I wanted to share that with you because it may be helpful for you if you're in that zone right now. So there are three zones that you go through when you're making a transition. And I'm going to read them to you because it's such powerful information. The first one is the endings. That's that grief one where like, it's over. So every transition begins with an ending. Too often we misunderstand them, confuse them with finality. That's it, all over, finished. Yet how we recognize endings is the key to how we can begin anew. So recognizing, am I in the ending zone right now? Yes, well, of course it feels bad. And of course you're going through grief and you're going through loss. Okay? Now, let's say that phase then moves into the next phase, which is called the neutral zone. Oh my gosh, what's that? Okay, the second hurdle of a transition, a seemingly unproductive timeout when we feel disconnected from people and things in the past, yes, and emotionally unconnected to the present. So we're floundering. We're between, as they say, a rock and a hard place, right? We just don't know what's happening for us in that zone. It feels so unproductive because we've always been very organized and productive, right? Yet, the neutral zone is really a time of reorientation. How can we make the most of it? So it's actually giving you that opportunity to struggle a little bit and figure out, what do I want to do next? Okay, I've been traveling, I've been playing with the grandkids, I've gotten all that, and yet I feel like Is there something else? So you have that time to sort it out for yourself. That's that neutral zone. Then we move into the new beginning. Okay? In transitions, we come to beginnings only at the end when we launch new activities. Okay, so now you're moving into the newness of this zone. To make a successful new beginning requires more than simply persevering. Okay, persevering. No, we have to have something new that will recharge us and get us going again, right? It requires an understanding of external signs and inner signals that point the way to the future. So remember, you've got 3 phases that you're going to go through or are going through or may be in one of them right now: the ending, the neutral zone, and the new beginning. So when it comes to changing your career from I've been a nurse all my life and now I have this whole zone of time when I'm going to live for 20, 30 more years, what am I going to do with it? And so this is a way to frame the transition that you're going through. So powerful to know this information so that you don't feel crazy and you're so different from everybody else. No, this is making sense of life's changes. Transitions by William Bridges. And I wanted to share that with you today so that you don't have to feel lost on your own. And if you are feeling that way, message me, let's talk. I would love to support you in that transition. Carol Ebert, nurse and wellness practitioner. You can text me 507-313-4515 or my website, carolebert.com. I wish you all the good luck. Please connect with me if you need some support. It's been great being with you this morning.